Hello the internets, welcome back to the Waifus. I am Sefhi and today we have our bi-weekly video on STARSEED updating the tier list and showing a little bit what's going on. We have multiple changes for the tier list, for the wish list and multiple things, and I'll talk also as well how to build Kanata, the new girl, and where she's on the tier list of course as well. So as usual, before we start, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. Let's get started with the tier list if you guys want. We have changed a couple of things on here. So first of all, you might notice that there is no longer an OP tier on top. This is so it's easier to maintain in the future, having just the T0 to T3, nothing else. You have the meta characters, the good units, the niche or filler characters used for bosses or specific situations, and then the underwhelming characters that can find some situations like Layla and Angelica, but for the most part you are not building them, right? So this is easier to maintain. As you can see, we took from the top Itus and Kaito and we moved them to this T0 so they can stay here, and we put Kanata as well on T0. Now, as usual, this is just ordered alphabetically, okay? This doesn't mean Anne is the strongest character on T0, it's just alphabetically. You also have Kanata with the flag because she can be built as a DPS or a support. And I want to talk about in a second on how to properly build Kanata. Kanata is a character that has been doing really good damage and will show some damage comparisons with other characters right here on a second. But I want to go over how I've been building her personally. Right? You can build her two options. If you get enough copies for LR, and you have enough gear, LR gear, to gear her, then you can go for a DPS build, which you would be running with these badges: ultimate damage, energy charge, and then attack basically. In here, on the Altair class, you want attack on the last one, but I did not get lucky, so I didn't reroll anything else. If you don't have enough gear, if you don't have enough characters, or you just get unlucky and don't get a lot of copies, and you don't even get her to MR, you can run her as a support, and she is really good as a support for Freya. Right now, green has become one of the strongest elements, if not the strongest, because you can run Freya, Kanata, and Sia on the same team, and you will be clearing all the content. You can put Shell as your support, Melissa as the extra tank, or a creator character, be it Eradika or Raiho, and you are set. A really strong team. Now, if you don't get enough copies, like is my case, and you want to run her as a support, you can be running this set instead: attack speed, and then energy charge speed. With that, you will be helping Freya a lot and acting as a battery. I will keep pulling to see if I can get the skin because it looks really good. Let's be honest here for a second, okay? I never pull for like the big skins. I think I've only went once for those skins. It was Freya, and I was like, okay, I don't think it's worth it because you can get the characters later on to LR5 anyway, so it's not worth it. Now, that said, why is Kanata on T0 being a DPS or a support depending how you build her? As a DPS, she is really strong as well, okay? If you get enough copies, she will be doing a lot better than mine. I was running basically the same team for everyone, just 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 1 DPS to see how fast they can kill a level 240 boss. And as you can see, I compared her with Freya, with Kaito, Rachel, and also against Patricia, which is on a T1. And as you can see, she took 1 whole minute as an MR character, MR1 character, versus Kaito LR5, Rachel LR3, LR5 Freya, and an LR4 Patricia. All of them are built. And as you can see, she took a whole minute to clear the boss, level 240. If we go to Freya, she took 1 minute 10 to clear the boss, so pretty close. Freya is for campaign rather than for the individual boss outside of that. Then Kaito clearing 45 seconds, as expected, one of the best kills in the game. Rachel completely obliterated this boss. As you can see, I only switched 1 tank to keep our advantage, right? And she cleared on 37 seconds. And Patricia, even changing the team, get full buffs for the blue team. She took 1 minute 24 seconds with Erika, with Raiho and Halona to actually keep them alive. And she barely was able to kill a level 240 boss. Now, this is a super quick test, as usual. Run your own test, check the characters on your own to see if it matches or if you agree or not. But in my opinion, it's worth getting her, absolutely. She's a really powerful character, and she will only get even stronger later when we get Merylite and other characters that will increase the charge speed, so you don't have to worry about running this set, and you can just be running directly pure damage and Merylite and just completely destroy your enemies, right? Also remember that we need 4 teams in Korea. Right now, they have stages with 4 teams rather than 3. It's awful, I don't like it, but it is what it is. That's the direction the game is going. Like I was saying earlier, there is not a lot of changes on the tier list outside of removing the top part to keep it cleaner for the future to maintain. Itus and Kaito on T0, Kanata debuting at T0, and we also moved Sia down to the T1. Good units doesn't mean they are bad. I always say the same. Good units are still fantastic characters. Mea is getting a lot of usage for the stun, Erika as a buffer, Ino for the bosses. Again, they are great characters. It's just that they are not as strong as the girls above. So for now, this is our tier list with Kanata in there. We have also updated the wishlist because there is new characters in here, and I can show you directly in-game what we have, because now the red team has been upgraded and you can wishlist both Anne and Claudia, and I would suggest, if you didn't get them earlier or if you don't have them LR5, to wishlist them, because these characters are way better than anything else you can get. Helen is kind of a really bad support, if I'm honest, really bad healer. She doesn't even support that much as healer. Crimson and Claire, you could be getting them for the Asnia city. I personally don't care as much, and I prefer to level up my main damage dealers because I have more fun that way. Again, you could be going for them. When it comes to Faye and Yuna, it's up to you if you want one of these attackers, but clearly Rachel gets more usage in both PvP and PvE, and her damage is way better than both of them. You could be using Faye as a support, honestly, but I do not have enough resources to be building her, so for me, I'll keep pulling for those. That's the only thing that changed on the wishlist, the red team, because now we can wishlist both Anna and Claudia. The rest stays the same. You can expect on the tier list in a couple of weeks when we make the next video that Ileana, the new girl, is gonna be at T0. She is by far the strongest tank in the game. If you think Anne or Itus are strong, you're gonna be surprised in 2 weeks when we get Ileana. Now that said, that's gonna be for this video. Pretty short videos when it comes to STARSEED. I just make a video every 2 weeks to update the tier list and show you anything that might have changed when it comes to the current meta. All that said, that's gonna be it for this one. As usual, love you all, bossos. Have a good day. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。